Our boy Bronson Moreau was coming off his best episode yet, and it all came down to him actually having some amount of blocking up front. Now, that came as us having to change the difficulty down to all pro because there are no sliders that we could tweak here in the superstar mode. With that, there was a little bit of some running game actually, and on top of it, blocking was blocking. There weren't massive amount of forced turnovers, it just felt unrealistic, and with it, Bronson Moreau shined. In the first game last time out, which was a rivalry, one which we will replay today, he put up 4 touchdowns. Stepping up in the pocket, sling it in, and he will get the touchdown. More. Smith and Jigba time that one up. And we'll look for that back corner. Toe taps it. We'll go with a trailing slant, and DK will tack on another touchdown. And on top of that, going into the Cowboys game, he made his game even better. 5 touchdowns. With a touchdown, wide open DK. He went for the style points. Some are to go, well, how about here? To the outside, Walker with the middle. Stepping up and delivering the timely touchdown, really. But back of the end zone, we find Colby Parkinson. Sitting underneath DK. He gets a good step. Ball placement is beautiful. And with that, Moreau finds himself tied for second in most amount of passing yards currently in the NFL. Now, obviously, the turnovers have been a problem for him. He still leads the league in that with 18. But if you take into that same count that he leads the lead in touchdowns, he's doing pretty solid, and I'm pretty sure he's probably picked up the most amount of rushing yards for a quarterback as well. So to suffice to say that he's had a very up and down start to his rookie year, but as mentioned, we're going back to a rivalry game today. In the 49ers, we will also get into the Eagles game. We're going to do another 2-game episode as we continue testing out the All-Pro. Now, I'm excited that we have the 49ers so close because I want to see if it's as much of a dominant performance as we had the game prior. And then the Eagles, that's a whole nother team, and they typically do pretty well here in Madden. So let's jump on in and see what Bronson Moreau can rack on up. We are underway in San Fran. They came down to our house last time and we put on a good showing. Will we be able to do the same here in their home? Well, play 1 is a loss of 11. Nick Bosa gets back there. Now, as we talked about in the opening, that was something we very much limited. Last episode was the sacks. The play overall in the backfield was a lot better for us, as Moreau is getting dropped on 2 straight plays. So with 3rd and a very long distance, we are now back to the 16. Can we find someone downfield? Can we have blocking last long enough? Well, we've got Lockett, but we missed the throw. So not a great start here as we go 3 and out. And the 49ers would immediately answer off of that, getting their first touchdown. So already a much better start for them at home. For us, the opposite. As we got our guy across the middle, not able to get it to him again under pressure. So far, 49ers, they're looking for their revenge. As we go with a 2 receiver set to the left-hand side. See if we can find something downfield, or we go underneath instead. Disley will get the catch, turn up, and pick up the first down. And last episode, we did see ourselves get everyone involved. We need to make sure we continue that, as it's a great job by the linebacker's awkward slide there from Moreau. With his background in baseball, you would imagine he would be able to slide a little bit better. But he brings up a 2nd and 3. Now we'll go with Kenneth Walker. Finally had some running game show up last episode. We're going to see it pick up a first down here. Obviously the main show is Bronson, but occasionally, your quarterback needs a running game. So if we could have just a little bit of that, all the better. As pass rush again forces the scramble. Can we get DK downfield? Well, if we could throw a ball downfield inbounds, maybe. Unfortunately for Bronson, the last couple attempts have gone clear out of bounds. 2nd and 10. We'll go back to Kenneth Walker. Good double to backer. He's going to get at least to the outside and make it a very manageable 3rd. Only needing 2. And just having that backup element to the offense is great here for us. We got a couple underneath routes, sitting routes. Or we could go with a slant, squeeze that one into Lockett. Found a awkward window, but we thread it. But that will take us into the second quarter, trying to answer as we start in the red zone. We got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. See if we can find somewhere to go here, or just step up, slide down again, and another awkward slide, but we pick up 6. So honestly, I think the linebackers just not giving us that much room that's leading to the awkward slides. As we go down the middle, Walker, he cuts left, and he will pick up a couple. So far, trying to keep these third downs to a minimum after the first one that was, what, 3rd and 23, if not longer. Quick dump off, Parkinson's holds on. No, he doesn't. Warner jars it free. But I like the mentality of Pete Carroll here. Offense stays on out. Just needing the 2 hard count, no one jumps. Look for the slant on the left-hand side, and it is caught this time. Jackson Smith-Njigba. Honestly, pretty much half, if not more, of the touchdown throws last episode went to him. He had a fantastic one. Hopefully, we'll see more of it. As Bosa, he forces the roll. We got Fant wide open. That's why you keep your eyes downfield. We level it. Unfortunately, Damian Lewis shaken up on the play. And a shout out to the defense who gets the stop the next drive with about 4.5 minutes left before halftime. We start deep in our own territory here. Would have loved to see Lockett roll, but he doesn't, so we'll almost get by Fred Warner. It's a no gainer though. So 2nd and 10, still sitting at the 6. We'll hand this one off Walker, see if he can find a little bit of some more space, and not really. I think Bosa there, back-to-back plays, so 3rd and 10. We got trips to the right-hand side, Lockett to the left. We do not have a single tight end out here. As we just will look to have to scramble, Bronson takes the contact, but he picks up the first. Pretty sure Greenlaw smacked him square in the chest. That is why we switched to All-Pro, because that is not a fumble. It definitely would have been if we were on All Madden. Rolling, downfield, lofted, we find Lockett, who turns up, getting down to the 47. Starting this one just in front of the end zone. We are now just shy of midfield, still about 2.5 minutes. Going with another play action. We roll, we'll get it out quickly, let Lockett turn up, or get slammed down out of bounds. Ends up going as a gain of 7. That leads us to one final play here left before the 2-minute warning, which will go to Walker. A good double to backer again, as that'll be a first down to the 33. No real animation for the 2-minute warning, so we'll jump straight through. Got a single high safety. Bronson Moreau having to step up in the pocket. Across the middle, he finds Lockett, who dives out for it. Maybe a little bit more touch on that one, and he's maybe still running. 1st and 10. Down to the 17. Got a little zig route over to the right-hand side. Fred Warner covers that one pretty well. Stepping up in the pocket to avoid as much lost yardage as possible. It's a loss of 2. We'll bring up 2nd and 12. At the 19 here. Still, they got that single high safety. Kind of running a little bit of some levels. Swinging in and down 2 into the end zone. We find Tyler Lockett. That's got him close to 100 already on the day. And with such a quick stop from the defense, looks like a 3 and out. We are right back out here. 40 seconds left before halftime. Setting up the halfback screen, we get it out to Walker. Blocking didn't really form in front of him. We'll call our second to last timeout. With us now in plus territory, we're at least sitting close to field goal range. We come out with a tight shotgun look here, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. See if we could get ourselves down to the sideline or throw out of the sack. Should have gotten that out quicker. We had Smith-Njigba underneath. That was still where we tried to go. Obviously, just not enough time. So 3rd and 6. We got 2 out to the right, 1 to the left. A couple crossing routes, a couple stop routes. We'll go underneath here. Fant, pick up the first down. Let's get back to the line quickly here. Try to save at least some time for a shot towards the end zone. Then we could take a field goal as we snap it 10 seconds. DK put it out up for him, and it is broken up. Now 6 seconds. We could try one more quick shot. Or it looks like Pete Carroll will just send out the field goal unit from here. Now as we get into the second half, about halfway through, it is still 17-7. So the halftime score remains as we start with Kenneth Walker. He breaks it to the left-hand side. He's got space and plenty of speed. Moreau's trying to head down to celebrate with him, or at least give us a good angle as he takes it from the 4 to the end zone, 96 yards, Kenneth Walker. Now we do jump way forward here, and we're into the fourth quarter, and as you can tell, things got a whole lot brighter. I don't know why this is still a problem in Madden, but yeah, they don't know how to do sunsets, I guess. Golden Gate Bridge, more like golden ray of sunshine headed down on us right now. As we go back-to-back plays, Walker makes it a 3rd and 2. Now with that 3rd and 2, I plan on passing the ball here, although the rushing has opened up in this one. Just look for a quick stop, or instead a little bit of a shimmy and slide down goes Bronson Moreau. He's ran a little bit today, though can't quite say any of those runs have been anything massive. A lot of short ones. As we go with a different run, Kenneth Walker one-on-one with a safety picks up 5. Now with a nice 20-point lead, I feel like we could start running some clock here as well, as we will look for a pass. Still trying to find some big plays. As Bosa forces a little bit of a roll, though this time we find Smith and Jigba, if you can see it through this glare. Hopefully that is something not included in the new college football game headed out. If we could have some better lighting, all the better then. We got levels coming across here, as we'll go with the underneath DK. He could turn, and he finds the end zone. We widen our lead here in San Fran. Well, that is where we'll let this one come to its end. Now, they did end up tacking on one garbage time touchdown, but across the board, we held that game in our hands the whole way through. Bronson Moreau, he missed some throws, but he still brought in 3 more touchdowns. And with that win, we return home to play against the Eagles. Now, we shouldn't have any problem with the weird lighting in this one, though we need someone to get open, or instead, Moreau will try to slide. He takes the hit, he then dives, and we pick up the first. I guess whatever way we get it, we'll take it. 1st and 10 at the 33. We look to go with a deep shot to follow as they drop everyone back into coverage. Here comes pass rush from behind. We pick up 2, but we lose Damian Lewis yet again. He picked up an injury last game as well towards the start. I want to say it was the first touchdown. We'll just continue having a rotation, I guess, for this line as Reddick, he gets back there this time for a loss. So 3rd and 13 as the right tackle struggling to open up. We got a bunch to the left-hand side, Metcalf to the right. Just need to pick up a first down or instant pass rush down the middle is Carter. Well, that is a pretty similar start to the last game. Really, the biggest difference is the defense got a stop after. So still 0-0. We start our next drive close to midfield. Kenneth Walker coming off a really good game near 200 yards. Starts with a gain of 8. Now again, all the better if we could have a balanced attack. Always enjoy it. A little bit of some play action will open up this style of passing game as well, as Fant was left wide open. We'll zing it out to him, and he's going to pick up a good chunk, get us down to the 24. Ends up going as a gain of 25. We'll keep with the passing here. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. We got some slants dialed up. Though the safety comes down. Moreau, he's having to scramble out. Get it out for DK, who can't squeeze it. He took 2 shots and it jarred it free. But of course, need to shout out our boy in Moreau. Did well in the pocket there, navigating the essential pass rush that we keep seeing early and often here. Now Lockett, he's got some space. Throw to the outside, caught first down. If we need to go with a little bit more quick pass game, we'll go a little bit more quick pass game, though not so much on this down. As it's 1st and 10 at the 11, we got the levels drawn up again. As we look for Lockett towards the sideline, yeah, if we throw to the sideline, we're just throwing it too far to the sideline. Not quite sure why Moreau is doing that in this one. He's thrown some great balls to the sideline in previous games. We're just not seeing that today. Walker, he takes the handoff and does not find the end zone, though very close. With a 3rd and inches at the 1, I think it's only fair here for the Seahawks to try to pass for it. We got the slants dialed up and everything as it is thrown high for DK. That's what you want, but way too far behind him. Good news is we could still be aggressive here. We're bringing out the heavy line. And we're handing this one off to Lovett down the middle. He gets us started. Full back dive, 4th and inches from the 1. And now we have a chance to widen that lead. Defense gets the stop. We're still in the first quarter here, 7-0. We start Kenneth Walker. He tries to find space to the outside. There just isn't any. We'll say these last 2 games, including this one, 49ers and Eagles here, really good front 7. It's a good test for us to see how well that blocking will hold up in All-Pro, and we've gotten hit a lot. We deliver an accurate ball this time under pressure. We get the first down. Just being able to do that consistently is what we need. 1st and 10. You got trip set to the right-hand side, Lockett lone to the left. 2 high safeties. As we got Smith and Jigba right down between them, who's going to get way downfield to the 28, flipping said field. That ends up being a pretty great way to end the first quarter. To start the second, we're down inside the 30. We got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Slant, but we got Walker going out on a wheel. We'll see if we can find him some space downfield. Or instead across the middle, we go Lockett, who will hold. No, he doesn't. Why do I keep thinking they keep holding on to these when they aren't? Maybe just a little bit too much faith in the receivers? I don't know. Bradbury jars it free. We go to Walker, 2nd down. We'll pick up 1. And the Eagles defense getting pretty stout here. The closer we get to the end zone, it's kind of what you want in a defense. Go with another pass. We got our guy across. We just got to set our feet. We find Noah Fant, who cuts back left, down inside the 5. You can tell Moreau getting a little antsy, but that was a very professional quarterback move. Settle it. Find your guy downfield, though on 1st and goal, we lose a few yards. Actually, a loss of 3. Can't say the running game has been all too effective to start this one. So 2nd and goal. We go with a little bit of some play action then. Coming across backside, cross the corner, diving, but can't hold on. Now, I do believe that was probably the best read we had there. 3rd and goal. Hard count, no one jumps. Moreau, he's got to find a target across the middle, over the top of the linebacker. We find DK Metcalf. Hasn't shown up until then, but it's a good time too. Now as we jump forward, Philly has themselves on the board 14-3, and we've got ourselves just over 2 minutes, starting at midfield to try to extend that lead again. We start Kenneth Walker, who just manages 1. Can we get a snap off before the warning here? Try to get a little bit of something extra? No, we don't. So instead, inside the 2-minute mark with a 2nd and 9 at the 48. We got 2 to the right-hand side, Lockett to the left, although Walker is going to wheel out. Having to roll again. Can we find some space? Sideline, we spin, and the ball pops out, but our lineman comes over. He recovers it, though it's just a gain of 1. Leaving 3rd and 8, we'll let the clock roll a little bit then here. They got a single high safety press across the board here. Lockett not actually really getting much space, so Moreau will look to scramble. This time he picks up the first and holds on to it. Get back to the line quickly then. As we're approaching a minute, we're going to flop things. We're going to send Metcalf and Lockett to the left. Walker, Smith, and Jigba, Fant go to the right. 2 high safeties, press on the outside. Lockett gets a step on Slay, but we overthrow it. Need that one back. We'll say Moreau's accuracy has been a little bit more off in this episode rather than the last. So 2nd and 10. Still looking to pass the ball, or we step up, try to pick up a block here, which we do. Moreau with a little bit more space this time. That's a late little bump. Though not too aggressive, we'll let it slide. Of course, that only comes after we have a little word with him ourselves. 44 seconds left before halftime. We got all of our timeouts. Having to step up, try to deliver this pass, and we take a hit from Graham. Good news is we had the forward motion, so it's incomplete. 40 seconds left. Bunch to the right-hand side. As we look for something across the middle here, DK, well, I was going to say that he's got space and maybe could find the end zone, but instead he drops it, and we have a 3rd and 10. All right then, DK. Hasn't been your best episode, that's for sure. Hard count. They send a little bit of a blitz. We've got Smith and Jigba, who doesn't find the end zone. We threw that one too far to the outside, but down to the 1. We could at least try to celebrate a little bit of that play, though it could have been better. Now, read option. This is the first one we've ran here with Moreau. Let's see how he does. As he decides to keep it himself because the middle was clogged. It's, I think, a loss of 1. We'll call our first timeout. We still got 2 more. We'll back off the line a little bit here. Coming out in pistol. Got a lot of routes sitting underneath. As we got DK again, he held on to this one. We'll extend this lead as we head through halftime. Now we are jumping deep into the second half. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third. Eagles have finally found themselves a touchdown, but we still have ourselves a lead. As Moreau, he's trying to scramble to the outside. He could not fully outrun big number 98. Good pursuit. We'll end up still managing 7 yards off of it, though, leaving us with 2nd and 3. We'll bring a bunch to the left-hand side. We'll go with a toss. See if we can get Walker out in some space. As he finds some, slips a tackle, though Slay will get him from behind. Down to the 29. While the rushing hasn't been perfect today, still need to have a little bit of it. Slants dialed up to follow, as we just need someone to get open. How about downfield overthrowing Lockett? Just a little bit too much zip on that one. Needed a little bit more of a touch. So 2nd and 10, we go with a play action. Coming across, we've got DK. Better touch that time. We're down inside the 10. Make it goal to go at the 7. And can we find our touchdown here? We got 3 options to the right, Fant to the left. We're also going to have Walker head out that way. Seeing who ends up opening up, or it'll just be a lane. Bronson Moreau will take it himself. First rushing touchdown, I believe, of the episode. That'll just end up extending the lead, make it 28. But as the Eagles get their next drive, 17. They're not done fighting yet. So we need to get this clock moving then. As we hand it off Walker, he picks up 4 down the middle. And with that 4, we are also into the 4th quarter. Need to make sure we maintain this 11-point lead, or at best, continue to grow it. Coming across, well then it opens up for Moreau, right down the middle, sliding down, picking up a safe chunk of yards. And for Bronson, it's all we're asking of him. Let's play some safe ball here late. Let's close out the Eagles at home as we go Kenneth Walker. He breaks to the left-hand side as he picks up 8. 10 rushes, 40 yards. I would love for him to have a few more touches a game, but again, this is Bronson's team now. Let's go with the play action. See if someone could break open. Well, we've got Tyler Lockett sitting in a nice little window. That's going to be a big gain. He puts a juke on a defender, too, though is slow to get up. And I'm not sure if the Eagles player was helping him or not, but he's going to head to the bench. We appreciate him getting us down to the red zone. Under 5 minutes left. We'll hand this one off Walker. Going to pick up at least 5 on the play, or apparently 4. However, that keeps his average per play still at 4, so I guess that works. 2nd and 6. Once again, going with the levels concept, though one of the receivers ran the wrong way, but Bronson takes it instead. That was where his receiver was supposed to run. He found the gap himself, and we extend that lead. Now, both teams would actually end up tacking on some garbage time points. We got a field goal, they got a couple late touchdowns. But it's another one that was completely in charge by Bronson Moreau and the Seahawks as we tack on another win. And with this nice little 5-game win streak we've gone on, we've actually pulled ourselves here into 2nd in the division. But of course, don't want to make things too easy, but this is also a division that's just not doing all too well this year. Well, for Bronson, his play the last couple games haven't been pretty good. Now, one thing that's probably not so good is that completion percentage. It's been below 60 in both games. Moreau in the first game against the 49ers, he had a very similar QBR to Brock Purdy. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. So there's a little bit of that. I don't really think he got much rushing at all. No, not really. It was a pretty solid game, though, for him, despite the low accuracy that we saw. In the second game, once again, about mid-50s for his completion percentage, 56. And he had a little bit lower of a QBR to Jalen Hurts, though that was probably massively helped out by his 2 late touchdowns in the 4th quarter, which were all garbage time. Now, Moreau only had 2 passing touchdowns in this one, but he ran the ball a lot more, near 80 yards, 2 more touchdowns. He did fumble. Luckily, we recovered it. But I am wondering, as we are closing in towards the end of this season. We have 3 games left: Titans, Steelers, Cardinals. Perhaps we try again all Madden in this next few and see if just the ratings have gotten to a point where it's at least playable. If we continue to just have fumble after fumble, no matter the hit, instant interceptions, guys just making plays they probably shouldn't be, in the offensive line being essentially non-existent, we'll come back down to all pro to try to find a sweet spot, and it might just be bouncing back and forth throughout seasons to try to equal out the play. But next time out, I imagine we finish the regular season with the Titans, Steelers, and Cardinals all being in that one, back on all Madden, and hopefully if we play well there, we could potentially find ourselves in the playoffs Moreau's rookie year. So make sure you stick around. Do not miss how the regular season comes to an end, as we are second in division, right behind the 49ers, who we've swept. We put ourselves in a pretty good spot there. So hit that bell icon on the bottom right, scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap the bell icon if you have not already. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We also have the States Only Challenge, currently Marylavania, headed to the AFC Conference Championship tomorrow. So we'll see you then, and we'll be back here to finish off that regular season and see if Moreau finds himself in the playoffs come the end of what was a interesting start to his rookie year, but he has started to shine.